We need a representative to issue this out. Maybe they don't know what we are going through. So we need someone to take that voice there. That is the first cause. Secondly, can we offer a solution? Can we have someone who will always be around to handle that issue? There are so many other issues, but this is the highlight. Secondly, the second issue is welfare. If we look at the welfare right now, so many of our students have resorted to become non-residents. That is, they do not stay within the campus premises. And if you interact with any of them, most of them will tell you the issue is welfare, the food, the sanitation, the water, so many issues that just campus around welfare. And this is a very big issue because it affects our everyday living. So if it can be handled, then we are okay.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Alinda Desire, and perhaps in 30 seconds, your parting shot to the voter, what message do you have?
Um, my slogan, with you, a hope for change. It starts with you, it ends with you. I want to resurrect the spirit of community hour. That is an hour every week where we interact with the students, the student leaders, and the administration to tackle these issues, not as an individual, not as a representative, but as a whole community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alinda Desire, one of the candidates, taking us through her manifesto and why she feels she is actually the best candidate to be voted. However, yes, this is a guild presidential debate, and from which we expect students of NDEJJE University to be able to actually come up with one of the best who will be leading them in the next academic year or for the next 1 year. And now the second candidate is Namaganda Rachel, also to take us through her manifesto. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
In the first place, who is Namaganda Rachel?
So Namaganda Rachel is a student of NDEJJE University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communication. I'm in my second year. I'm contesting for guild president. I'm a Christian.
Yeah, I can see all of you are Christians. The other issue that we also need to know, what gives you the confidence that students should actually elect you as their next guild president?
Okay, what gives me the confidence is that I've been a leader in the past regimes and I've been a class coordinator. So this gives me the confidence because I've served as a leader and I've managed to achieve some things. That's why I come and stand for this post because I feel I have the capability and ability to work and serve very well.
Have the capability and ability to serve very well, that is granted. Now, can you take us through your manifesto, perhaps briefly, and what the manifesto is the basis upon which the students actually will either vote for you or vote against you?
First of all, as me, I come and stand for this post because we have a problem. We came here for academics, but at times we end up not graduating. Because we are having a lot of missing marks. You are in second year, but even you haven't received your results of first semester, first year. So that's why I come here and request you guys for your votes because I have experience and I've managed to achieve this in my faculty where I've managed to cover to fight for our fellow students' marks, and we have achieved them. That's why I come and request you guys. And another thing, we have a problem of welfare, whereby, okay, we came for academics, I understand, but when you come to where we come to the meals, they're not good meals. You come to accommodation where we sleep, they're not very good places to sleep. Yet we pay for a lot. We pay a lot of money for such things.
Well, yeah, that as part of your manifesto, your last word to the voter, what message do you have for the voter?
Okay. My message to the voters is that I've come for transparency, unity, peace, and love. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Namaganda Rachel, our second candidate on this Guild presidential debate here at NDEJJE University. Our third candidate, Natkunda Livia, is also going to be taking us through her manifesto and what she actually stands for. Who is Natkunda Livia?
Thank you very much. Natkunda Sylvia. I'm a civil engineering student, year 3. I am a cell overseer in this university. Of course, I'm a Christian.
You are a Christian just like your other candidates, which is actually one of the quality for one to aspire for top leadership, top student leadership here at NDEJJE University. Yes, why do you think out of the 5,000 also students, you should be voted as their number one, as their leader?
Well, I've lived with the students. I have become every student there can be in NDEJJE. I've been a resident, I've been a non-resident, I have been a student, I have lived in everyone's shoes. So I can feel for everyone, I can know what everyone is passing through. And that makes me a person who can actually represent them and their issues.
Yes, Sylvia, can you take us through the key elements of your manifesto that you'd wish to share with the students? Perhaps it could convince them to vote for you.
Well, in NDEJJE, there is a tendency of when we are receiving something and when it is cut off, we get used to it. I believe it's the same thing facing Uganda at large. There is inflation and no one is speaking up. There is a time when in NDEJJE, things were better. Our sanitation was better at the sports faculty. There were better policies. There was a time when we didn't have late registration. But when it was cut off, no one stood up to actually present this issue. So as Natkunda Livia, I think one of the things that face the leaders is ignorance. They do not know actually these things happen. But as a person who has lived with the students, I know that actually these things happen. So when I am able to represent these issues, it is us pushing for them and accountability because it is possible. There are people
Aspires to have a leadership that people will always remember, that will always inspire more and more people to actually come in large numbers to vote, and also come and seek for elective position. Yes, our fourth candidate is Mr. Walugembe Arnold, the only gentleman in the race. Out of the four, the three are ladies, and he is the only gentleman in this race. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
What does it feel competing against ladies?
It's fine because I feel this is what we're going through, as even to the country level. Women are standing up with something different, so I feel they are being competitive.
So, who is the Walugembe Arnold?
The people of NDEJJE with us in this gathered in this community, the people watching us all over the country. My name is Walugembe Arnold, a student of NDEJJE University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and I'm in my second year.
Yeah, in your second year, thank you very much, Arnold. And what gives you the confidence? Where do you get the courage that you should actually aspire for the top position?
Formally, we've had leaders and aspirants, and they have had their issue as a sole person or an individual. And this is where we send them, they are prepared to dine something on our table as sole individuals. But personally, I am after me dining with the students on this table, no matter the gender, no matter the race, or even the education level, where we are going to be together, united as one people, to have these things changed and achievements.
Well, you are four candidates,
Yes.
and what makes you think that actually you are the best, and therefore the students should really trust you with your vote, with their votes? So, what is it that you intend to achieve in the event that you are elected?
Personally, as I have told you, we've had different leaders. Me personally, I come with a different strategy, for example, and it is majorly after unity, because I feel we've had a gap between the students' body and the leaders themselves. So I feel we should change this back where it was before, where students had that ability to also request for what they felt was very best for them. They had interactions over what is taking place in the university. This is what formally I want to take back. And after the unity, I feel we need a democracy with us, where as the leaders, we have that say in this institution about what is taking place, about what we are supposed to have, not only dictate to us what we are supposed to have in this university. I feel my slogan is the best way to defend is to attack. It is a description of a visionary leader that is to foresee the challenges of an average student in this university, and to attack is to get hands-on to this struggle, where I feel we should get practical in also demanding for these things. Yes.
Well, candidates from whom the students community at NDEJJE University will be picking their next guild president. Now, we are going for a short break, and we shall be taking questions from some of the students, and the question is directed to particular candidates, and we shall perhaps give them a minute or two to have the candidates respond to those questions.
Okay, thank you very much for this time. Yeah, my question goes to Madam Sylvia. My name is Magez Alogias, a student pursuing a bachelor's degree in civil engineering in year 2. And my question goes to Madam Sylvia. Yes, I've had your manifesto. It's very good. And I feel like by the time you come firm to stand for this position, you know what takes place in the university. So one of my questions is, what is the governance of this university? And then you as the guild president, where do you lie or where do you belong in terms of that governance?
Thank you so much for engaging me. I believe you have believed in my manifesto. Well, the guild president is a GRC. She also selects her ministers. She is part of the policy-making body. That means she can negotiate for the policies that are made in the university. She is part of the parliament. She is the head of the disciplinary committee. So she's part of all the policy-making bodies in NDEJJE University. And the governance of this university starts from the chancellor, who is a bishop, and the vice chancellor, and it goes on and on. Thank you so much. I don't know if I answered your question.
I want to thank you, Mr. TV, for this broadcast. And my question, okay, I'm Joseph Senkoto, pursuing a bachelor's in civil engineering, year 2. My question is going to Madam Natkunda Sylvia. As a nominated guild, you have all the potentials and the capability. That is, if you have got the chair that you're vying for. I want you to assess for me at least 2 failures from this former regime and how you would like these failures to be rectified in your coming regime on a feasible assumption that you win.
Thank you so much for the question. And you asked me about 2 failures of the current guild cabinet. And they did not fail totally, but these are the setbacks. One, we did not have a connection with them. And another thing, we didn't know what was happening. We were just here going with the rhythm. We didn't know what was happening. There was no accountability. And another thing, we couldn't actually see them come for feedback of what is happening with the student body, which affected a lot of us. Thank you so much.
The consortium of this university. And you really talked about welfare briefly in your manifesto. I would like you to show me or list for me a way you're going to request or advocate for change and everything you stated about the welfare. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheila. You asked about the consortium for the university and a highlight of my welfare. Yeah. The university, as a consortium basically is a legal arrangement, right? So the kind of, as I have observed before, the kind of governance of the university is the students as stakeholders. They are represented by the student leaders that are voted in, as I will be voted in. And from the student leaders, they represent to the university, that is the top management, including all administrators. And from there, that is where the decision making is made. The guild president is part of the university council, sitting with the vice chancellor, the deputy vice chancellor, and all the various representatives from the various aspects. So when it comes to the welfare is a broad term, including just the general living of the students. And if I'm to tackle one of the issues that is very painful and embarrassing to the university, that is sanitation and food, maybe.
Bachelor's in civil engineering. My question, actually, I think the host, you should have maybe asked this. Most of you seated right there, you have told us almost the same thing, being transparent and, you know, accountability and those things, right? Yes, that was kind of said by each and every one. But then, I only want to know, I want you to tell us, we want to know what is the difference. If it's the issue of accountability, then what is the difference? How different is yours from the other one? Yes, it's the same word, but how are you going to make it come out? If it's the issue of transparency, what is the difference? How transparent are you going to make this whole thing look? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Agribanjo. My name is Warugembe Arnold. Thank you for the question. Personally, I take accountability and transparency as something that a student of NDEJJE University should know what is taking place, what are these people using his or her funds for. And I feel I have a different solution about it from the rest that have been in this. And me personally, I come up with including the students. You know, formally, we've had different leaders of NDEJJE University to the house. This is where they sit down and they have a GRC body to discuss matters concerning or issues concerning the university. But for me, accountability and transparency, I feel we should involve the students in this say. A student of NDEJJE University should feel that he's having the right information about what is taking place, about what they are using his or her funds for. And here is it. I feel in these meetings we've been having, as the leaders have been having, as Madam Arinda can tell you, I feel we should have the students interacting with the students' body. This is where, if a budget, for example, is passed on in the leader's body, and a student is well knowing about what is taking place, a student can know what these people are after. A student can know how these people are going to go about this issue. That's what I feel is best for transparency and accountability. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that question. To me, accountability and transparency will be done with my fellow students and my fellow JRCs. I think the good president does not work alone. He or she works with our fellow JRCs, works with the ministers and students at large. So if students know what is really going on, then that's where we have transparency. I can tell you the reason as to why the recent regime has, one of the failures is there was no transparency. That's why students couldn't know what was really taking place. And that's why you find they were pressurizing the guild president, because there was no transparency. But to me, I think we can work with my fellow coordinators, JRCs, and students at large. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for the question. Vice Chancellor, how far have they gone? So that is one of the ways to be transparent and accountable. Secondly, the guild budget. It is a very crucial issue, but in the previous cabinet, it was released at the end of the house when they were dissolving the government. So I wonder how that is supposed to help the students if they release it at the end of the government. Thirdly, all students they can attend the GRC sittings as a gallery. They are not allowed to participate, but they can attend. And I personally, since my year one, have been attending them because as a coordinator, I need to see, does the GRC that I have elected in, can they represent the students? Can they forward this issue that I have given to them? And I give feedback. So I think I have been brief enough and tackled the question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
At NDEJJE University, where the 4 candidates, each one of them has taken us through their manifesto, what they stand for, and why they feel they are better placed to be voted as the incoming guild president of the university. Mandakola Mazima is my name, saying bye-bye. Always tune into UBC TV. Together, we inspire Uganda.
Musibye mtyano bannaffe abatulaba mutulaba tuli basanyufu olw'okuba tuli ku Disney essomero ly'abaana bato abamu baabano bano nno be bakuze mukadde naye bagenda otutwala awali emikolo ffenna tugirabe temufaayo amannya agange ndi eseza omuto kaana nzaani kaana eri wano nange nkatadde mbulaga gwate bannaga babutadde mbulaga muli mutya muzanya katulabe tica waabwe tica kiki kyosuubire kyekiri wano
ekiri wano kulayiza bakulembeze ab'omwaka 2022 era olwaleero balayidde yekeeke eno gyatu.
Hello, what is your name?
Mutebi Ihara.
Mutebi Ihara. I hear you are smart.
Thank you.
Why do you are different?
I'm the head boy.
Hey, you are the head boy.
Yes.
Can you tell us what a head boy do?
A head boy helps people in their